Welcome back to Flaming Hot. Yes, the channel where the cooking never stops. Look at this. Take a good look at this meal. Now you can do this. You can prepare this. So continue to watch. Like the video. Leave me a comment. Share the video. And you will learn how to make this meal that we have here today. Remember, you are watching Flaming Hot, the channel where the cooking never stops. Today's video will be a very interesting one. We will give you a very healthy meal, something that you can cook within 20 to 25 minutes. Yes, and it will be so delicious. Now you can learn how to do this after you watch this video. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to all my viewers and all my subscribers. And if you're here for the first time, welcome. We welcome you. Now continue to like these videos, continue to share these videos, continue to subscribe to the channel. Remember, tell a friend to tell a friend. Alright, so now let's get into the video. So here we have some spinach. This is what we'll be using today. We have corn, yes, we have milk, we also have our anchor milk, that is. Alright, now you will see how each product will be used as we go along. So what we're doing here now is we are removing the leaf from the spinach, from the stalk of the spinach. So removing the leaves from the stalk of the spinach, and we're going to wash them. Remember, you must wash all your vegetables and fruits once you're using them. Whereas if it's here in Jamaica it's grown, where we have all the dirt and soil and all those things and bacteria, then you will be required to wash them. Alright, so we remove the leaves, set them in some salt water, and once we have finished removing all the leaves that we need to be used, then we will wash them. Right? Look, see that? When buying your greens, it must be pretty like this one. Now, this is our salmon, or some people may say salmon, but I think it's pronounced salmon. And it's our salmon fillet. This is what we will be cooking today. So of course the salmon comes into some special packages that is airtight, or it's vacuum sealed. So we will be cutting those from the packet that it is in, and of course this package is extremely hard to be released. Yes, so ensure you have your knife or you have your scissors to cut the plastic, because the plastic is very tough. Now let's examine this salmon. It is bright or slightly pink. Yeah, it is fresh. You can see that it's really fresh. Looking at it before it's even cooked, you would say, well, can I have some, without even knowing that it's not cooked as yet? That's the salmon for you. Now what we'll be doing to this salmon now as we go along is to scale it, right? So here we are getting the scale removed. Some persons prefer to skin it, to remove the skin, but for this meal we won't be removing the skin, we will be just removing the scale. And yes, for those who don't know, salmon comes with scale, so you need to scale it. So here we are scaling our fish. Yeah. And once we finish scale our fish, you have to inspect and ensure that all the scales are removed. So you scale and ensure that all the scales are removed totally. So we continue scaling our fish, ensuring that all the scales are removed. Yeah, and as I said before, for those persons who thought that salmon had no scale, here's the proof it does. Alright, now let's pat them dry. So remember, once we were scaling them, they were under some running water, and now we will be removing all the water from the salmon. We would be patting it dry. Now you can see the color has changed slightly because it went under the water, but nothing to worry about. So now we will be reviving the salmon. So we'll be adding a bit of olive oil in our container that we have here, and we will be marinating the fish with the olive oil along with some other spices and herbs that we have here. Now remember, people, drop me a line, leave me a comment, share the video, and let me know what you think of the video so far. Alright, so now we'll be adding a bit of fish spice on our fish. Don't add too much, because remember, our seasoning nowadays, it has a lot of sodium, and sodium can actually give you a salty taste, and you don't want your meat or your fish to be salt. Alright, remember, people, you're watching Flaming Hot, the channel where the cooking never stops. So continue watching, continue to like this video, and remember, you hit the notification bell and you always get notified whenever there's a video out. Alright, remember, Flaming Hot. Alright, so we continue our seasoning of our fish with our olive oil and our fish spice. Look at that. Now you remember the color it had earlier before it went under the water. And now leave me a comment and let me know if this is the same color you're seeing now after the olive oil has been added to it along with the fish spice. So now we would set our fish to marinate a bit. Now let's work on our corn. Yes, for all the corn lovers, we would be cooking corn. But the corn now, it would be cooked into milk. Yum, 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 yum. I bet you never knew that we could use the corn and the milk and you get a good combination. So we add about 3 cups of milk here in our pot, and once we add the milk, then we will be setting this on the flames, flaming hot. Yes, we're setting it on the flame, and then we would be adding our corns. Now we add a bit of salt as well, just for flavoring. Not too much, not too little, just enough to enhance the flavor of the corn. Alright, that's about a tablespoon of salt that was added. Sorry, not tablespoon, but a teaspoon of salt was added to the pot. Now remember our spinach that we had earlier set to soak. Yeah man, so we'll come back for the spinach now, and we're going to cut them
Leave it.
In some small strips.
You hear me?
If you notice, you see some pegs of garlic inside the water as well. Alright, so those would be cutting together to provide great flavor to our dish. Right. See, we have cheese over there as well. Cheese will be added to the dish. Now first, let's start with the slicing or the cutting of our spinaches. Look at that. Green and pretty. Ready to eat. So we set aside our spinach in a small bowl because we are not ready to place it on the flame as yet. Then we'll be cutting our garlic into some medium dice. Yes. Or we can do it in fine dice as well. But for this purpose, we'll be doing fine dice. Remember, people, leave me a comment. Drop me a comment in the comment section and let me know what you think of the video. Alright? Share with a friend. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Okay? And remember, you're watching Flaming Hot channel where the cooking never stops. Alright. So now we add our frying pot on the flame with a small amount of oil. It should work out to be about a quarter cup of oil. And there we have our milk. The stove is already lit, and we will be adding our corn shortly as soon as the milk starts to simmer. Alright, and that's the oil in the pot for our salmon. So now we'll be adding a salmon inside the pot. So what we're working towards is a golden brown color for our salmon. Yeah, golden brown. That's what we're looking for. Once it's golden brown, we will be removing it from the oil, and we will be adding 2 more pieces to this here flames. Now our milk seems to be almost at that simmering point that we're looking for. Once it's at that simmering point, we will be adding our corn. It will be time for our corn to be added. But first, let's check on our salmon. Look at that color. It's getting there. It's not quite there yet, but it's time for it to be turned until the other side has gotten a nice and beautiful color. Then we will remove them from the flames. Now, time to add our corns to that big pot of milk. Remember, this milk is about 2 cups, and we add a bit of salt just to add flavor. Alright, so look at it, adding our corn, and we will allow this to cook. Now remember, drop me a line, leave me a comment, let me know what you think about this video. Tell me if you have seen this before, or tell me if you're going to try this at home. Alright, just let me know. Alright, so now that one side of our fish is golden brown, it's time to turn it again. Look at that color. You see that golden brown color that we're talking about? Beautiful. See that? Very beautiful. That's the color we're looking for our salmon. That golden brown color. See that? Awesome. Lovely. Just quite lovely. Remember, let me remind you, in case you didn't know, you're watching Flaming Hot the channel where the cooking never stops. So now we'll be cutting some more vegetables, and these will be added to our spinach later. Alright, so we'll be julienning some yellow bell pepper, fine dice, some garlic. This is about 3 pegs of garlic, and all of these will be set aside for our spinach coming up shortly. Salmon is being removed from the pot, and from the pot it is being placed onto some hand towel for the oil to be drained. Alright, and then we'll be adding in the remainder of the salmon.
So your fiance cooked you dinner. Okay, that's it. Huh? No.
So we're adding different colors of pepper to make that meal extraordinary and to make it beautiful. Okay, so I know you have seen the red, you have seen the yellow, and now you're seeing the orange, and there's also green. Yes, so those colors along with the spinach will be a great mix. So our corn is still simmering. Yes, that's the cooking method that we're using. Right? We're not actually boiling it. Right. So now let's make our sauce for our spinach. So now we'll be adding our anchor cream milk, right? Or should I say our cooking cream? Yes. So we add that to the pot of our aromatics, which is our colored pepper along with scallion and garlic. Now we add a bit of fish spice, a bit of our Maggi all purpose was also added.
Thank you, Fanny.
Now look at this. We will be adding our spinach Hope you remember all of the things we're adding now. Hope you're taking notes. Hope you add your notebook and see everything that took place. Or you can always just rewatch the video and make sure you make a note of everything that happened. Alright? So if you never have your notebook, all you do, just watch the video again and you can take a note of everything what happened, and you will see how it goes, and then try it yourself. Remember, after you do all of that now, then you fold in the spinach inside the sauce. You realize we don't really stir it, but we fold it in, and our spinach is actually ready. People, spinach cook within a minute or less, 30 seconds, depending on how thick you cut it. Now our corn is almost ready as well. Look at it, it's slowly cooking. When you slow cook, it gives you that enhanced flavor. Right? Now what we'll be doing here is adding our salmon to all this lovely mixture that is inside this pot. Yeah, we'll be adding all that salmon inside this pot. Remember, if you miss it, you just have to go re-watch it and take a note of it, and then you try and cook it, and then just call flaming hot, or you leave me a comment in the comment section and tell me how it tastes, how it turn out after you do it. Remember, you're watching Flaming Hot, yeah? The channel where the cooking never stops. So what you want to do at this point is to coat the fish with all the sauce that is inside the pot. Try and get the sauce all over the fish, along with the spinach and everything that's inside that pot. Nice. Okay, that tastes just like the spinach.
Yeah, that's why I don't want to put it in there. Because
Now I have decided to try something new in regards to that wild rice. I know a lot of us haven't seen that before. So I'll be trying to cook this wild rice. Right? Yes. But this what you see here is not for the wild rice, alright? So don't think that it is the wild rice that is going inside here. So we are melting some butter. Yeah, we're melting some butter right here. And for this butter, you don't want it to be on the flame so it remove all the flavor from it. You just want it to be at a nice flame that it melt. Alright? So now what we'll be doing, we'll be adding in all our colored pepper. Yes, this that you see here now is for our vegetables, because remember, you know, you have to eat vegetable. You must have to eat vegetable. All right, so this is for our vegetables. So we melt the butter, and now we are sauteing our vegetables or colored pepper along with onions. So our vegetables is in the pot and it's been sauteed, right? So look at that color, look at that beauty, all those different colors that you're seeing inside the pot. I know you guys must be saying, no, I want some of that. No. So we stir in all this color, getting them together. So inside the pot we have broccoli, we have pop choy, we have carrot, we have cabbages, and we have red, yellow, green and orange bell pepper. Look at that beauty. So a bit of all purpose was added to those vegetables just for a bit of added flavor. So this vegetable is ready within 1 to 2 minutes. Yes, it's ready. But what we'll be doing though is cover it and allow it to steam for a couple more seconds. Now we're adding our wild rice to our water that was set on 2 cups of water to at least 2 cups of wild rice, and we stir that in and allow it to cook. Inside that pot of wild rice we add margarine and just a tip of salt. Let it be 1 teaspoon or half a teaspoon of salt. So let it be half teaspoon salt to that 2 cups of water for our wild rice. Now we'll be making some sauce for our fish. So that's Alfredo sauce. All we do is just throw the Alfredo sauce in the pot because it'll come off fire fridge. And we just warm it up, and that's it for the Alfredo sauce. So what we are doing now is to coat our corn with the Alfredo sauce that we had made just now. Yes, coating the corn with the sauce. Look at it. Look at that. Yum, yum, yum. Tell me if isn't it looking very yumptious. Remember, drop me a line in the comment section. Let me know what you think of this video. Let me know what you think of this recipe. Let me know if you tried or if you have done it before and what was your expectation and how it turned out. Alright, so remember, flaming hot, the channel where the cooking never stops. Now look at this finished product. This one though, we have no cream on the corn. Yeah, so we have the salmon, vegetable, and the corn only. So this is for the persons who don't like the Alfredo sauce. So you can go ahead, have your corn with your vegetable along with your salmon. Now checking on our rice. Yes, it's getting there. It's getting there, looking beautiful. See, some of the grains have burst. Yes, once you see that the color is like this, then you know it's almost done. That means that some of the grain has already burst and is just there for the final stages. Alright, now time for the plating of our rice. No, the rice is so shelly, it doesn't stick inside that mold. But need not to worry, we're still plating. Yes, our rice is in the plate. We'll be adding our corn. And remember, as we go, we try to make our plate as attractive as possible with no food on the edge of the plate, alright? Now we'll be adding a bit of sauce inside on that corn, alright? That Alfredo sauce is now being added on the corn. Yum, 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 yum. Looking lumptious. Bet some of us mouth is running water. It's getting very watery because they are dying to sink their teeth in some of this food that they're seeing here. Remember, drop me a line, leave me a comment. Yes, you're watching Flaming Hot. This is the channel where the cooking never stops. So as we go along now, we'll be adding our salmon. We're trying to make this presentation as good as possible, trying to make it as attractive as possible. You know, working with rice sometimes can be difficult, whereas these type of rice that tends to be oh so shelly. Now we'll be adding the vegetables right there on that plate. Yes, yum. Can't wait to get my teeth in this meal. Looking oh so yumptious. Remember guys, you're watching Flaming Hot. Drop me a line, leave me a comment, and remember, subscribe. Once you subscribe, you hit that notification bell and you will always get notified when there's a new video out. Yes, look at it. Feast your eyes on it. Isn't this lovely? Isn't this something you would want to try? Yeah man, I know some people are gonna try it. Hit me up. Alright, thank you for watching. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing.